Hi, and welcome to this Astrology Weekly on quantumhealers.com. My name is Patricia Grootjans. I'm a quantum healer and astrologer, and we're going to look at week 33, which goes from August 11 until August 17. There we go, and here is a chart of this week, which starts at August 11. And right on this very first day of the week, we see that Mercury is moving direct. So Mercury has been retrograde for a while, for a couple of weeks, and it has given us a chance to do something with our communication and voice liberation. And now Mercury is finally moving direct. We have the chance to use everything that we've cleared, everything that we've learned. So this is a time for growth. And usually on the first day, so when Mercury is stationary, it feels like a day out of time. So this is the turning point. So after August 11, we will feel that things will start to move again, start to flow again. And we can notice this in our communication, but we can also notice this in contracts, projects, vehicles. It's like that train is starting to move fast and forward again. But also on August 11, we have another aspect which has a kind of a different energy because we see that Mars is in an exact opposite with Saturn. Mars is still in Libra, so the energy of Mars is still a bit different than Mars is used to use its energy. So it's quite subtle, inward, focused on diplomacy. And there we have in opposition Saturn in Aries. So we could say that Saturn is taking the lead in this aspect, in this opposition. And this means that the energy of Mars will feel as if it's being a little bit slowed down in its action. So this means if you have anything particular in your chart in an Aries or in Libra, you may feel this energy, this opposition between Mars Saturn, as if things are being slowed down by the circumstances. And I think it is always best to use this energy to work with it to get the most out of this opposition. Because if we are um, kind of struggling with the energy of this aspect, it means that Mars Saturn can really feel like a frustrating energy. And it doesn't have to be that way. So if we are accepting the fact that things are slowing down a little bit, it will make life much easier, and it will mean that you start to see the opportunities because this opposition also creates opportunities, but you have to see them. You have to be ready to see them. So it requires a certain dedication, I guess, certain focus to be able to see the opportunity that this aspect may give. And because this is also about discipline. Mars opposite Saturn can give you an experience that helps you to find more discipline in your life or to be more patient. And so there can come a lot of good things from this aspect. Okay, so what else do we have? Um, I think we have a third quarter moon on August 16, which will take place in Taurus, 23 degrees Taurus. And this is quite a wonderful third quarter moon because Taurus is a very practical energy, and this will give you the opportunity to take practical steps if you have certain goals that you're working on, if you have certain projects that you're working on. This is really the time to think practical, like organize the financials behind it, organize how you spend your money, how you gain money, and also it's a good time to work on your self-worth because Taurus is about self-worth and how we value ourselves, how we value our gifts. So also a good time to take practical steps around our self-worth. And so this is about creating stability in our finances, but also in our relationships, because Taurus is about harmony in relationships. So this could also give a lot of chances to create harmony. But again, it requires action. So don't be passive when you need more harmony in your relationship, but this is a time to do something about it. Make plans, organize it. And of course, when there's a third quarter moon in Taurus, it is ideal to work on our grounding and to have, for example, a body massage or to do a workout just to feel our physical energy again. Could also be a good time to do some clearing, although clearing is more of a Virgo energy. So Taurus is more about shaping our body. And what else do we see this week? I would like to mention the conjunction between Venus and Jupiter, because this is a quite significant conjunction. Venus and Jupiter are both in the sign of Cancer, and now they are having an exact conjunction happening on August 13. And what does this mean? Now, we have talked about Venus in Cancer last week when we were talking about the Divine Mother coming in. And Jupiter is the leadership energy, it's the energy of expansion. And when this is in a conjunction with Venus, it can work out in several ways. And because Cancer is a water sign, it will obviously work out in an emotional way, in the energy, but also in our family lives, because Cancer, of course, is related to the family structures. But this doesn't have to be specific about your personal situation, because Jupiter is about the bigger structures in life. So this could also be about themes that are happening in society. And when I see Venus and Jupiter in a conjunction, I think about the leadership role of women in society. So this is really a week where the leadership role of women in society can be emphasized. And maybe it is even more needed this week, because in many situations, I think the feminine leaders are the ones who can solve situations by working from the heart. Now, of course, this doesn't always have to be like that, because I know that a lot of women try to fight for their position in society, and they do that by actually um, implementing a masculine energy. And I feel that women leaders can work as leaders by working from the feminine energy, from the heart based energy. What does this mean when Venus and Jupiter are in Cancer? I think this will bring up themes around immigration issues, families who are traveling, families who are homeless, families who are in need of a housing situation, who are in need of a safe land to settle down. And what this conjunction can bring up is themes around immigration situations where it's not only about males applying for immigration, but now about families who are applying for immigration. It can also involve themes about schooling, housing, the rights for women, the right for women to protect themselves and their children. And so I think it would be interesting to watch the news of what is in the world happening with the female leaders, and how are they being seen or not being seen. Quite an interesting week, I think, and I think it will probably be very in focus, I should say. Okay, so this is a week that's all about the relationships between mothers and children, teachers and children, and education for children. And but more about the bigger structures. So not only in the personal situations, but in the mundane situation. How are these things happening in the world? Um, I would also like to mention the Sabian symbol for this week, when the sun is at the 19-degree Leo. And the symbol of this degree is a houseboat party, which is interesting because recently we saw also a Sabian symbol that involved a party. But this time, the symbol is also related to the water because it's a boat. And I feel that this is relevant in the symbol for a houseboat party and the meaning of it, how we interpret it. It's about the free flow of energy and how energy in our life can flow freely when we are able to tap into joy, when we are able to tap into liberating our energy and escaping the routines of life and escaping um, all the things that are holding us back. I think this is quite appropriate when we think about the Mars Saturn opposition this week. And now that Mercury is moving direct again, I think this symbol of the houseboat party is so timely because it's about moving forward and creating a lot of free flowing energy by tapping into joy. Okay, this is it for this week. I hope that you are able to tap into joy this week, and I hope to see you next time. Thank you.